Having a Grand Theft Auto game on the portable Switch is a dream come true, but part of that dream was crushed because of the poor optimization Rockstar did for GTA Trilogy Definitive Edition. The Nintendo Switch especially suffers from this. The game likely runs at 480p on the Switch, which I can live with on a small screen. It's also capped at 30 FPS, which is okay, but it barely stays at that frame rate. You're getting drops into the low 20s and even below 20 at times. It makes driving especially frustrating. Don't get me wrong, I'm still enjoying it, but my hope is that Rockstar will patch things up in future updates. Until then, the Switch hardware must just struggle to run the game. One way to see how hard the Nintendo Switch hardware works when running GTA Trilogy is to check its battery life. Now keep in mind we have 3 games, GTA 3, Vice City, and San Andreas. Out of the 3, I felt as though San Andreas ran slightly better than the other 2. It'll be interesting to see if the battery life correlates to that performance. There's also 3 different Switch consoles, the Switch LITE, the standard Switch, and Switch OLED. Well, I should actually say 4 consoles if you include the version 1 that released during launch. For this test, I of course don't have a fresh launch edition Switch, and battery performance tend to decay over the years. So for that reason, it's not included in this test. Even without that launch edition, we got 3 games, 3 consoles, and that's a lot of different combinations. So I split the test into 2 parts. The first part is testing all 3 games on the Switch LITE only. That'll show us which GTA game has the best battery life, or maybe they're all the same. In the second part, I'll take the game with the best battery life and also test it on the standard version 2 console as well as the Switch OLED. Let's get started with part 1. As always, the settings are at medium, so brightness at medium, sound at medium, and I am connected to Nintendo Online. With the battery at 100%, let's get this test started. After 1 hour, both GTA 3 and Vice City are at 73% and San Andreas is at 75%. At the 2-hour mark, both GTA 3 and Vice City are at 46% and San Andreas is at 50%. Going on 3 hours now, and GTA 3 is at 20%, Vice City is at 21%, and San Andreas is at 25%. GTA 3 got the 1% warning at 3 hours and 41 minutes. Vice City got the 1% warning at 3 hours and 45 minutes. GTA Vice City powered off just after 3 hours and 50 minutes. And a few seconds later, GTA 3 also powered off. So both GTA 3 and Vice City have the exact same battery life. San Andreas got the 1% warning at 3 hours and 53 minutes. And San Andreas on the Switch LITE powered off at 3 hours and 59 minutes, just seconds away from the 4-hour mark. Here's how the battery life of all games compares on the Switch LITE, and I was right about San Andreas running slightly better. It gives you about 10 minutes extra on the Switch LITE. So for the second part of the test, I took San Andreas and also tested it on the other Switch consoles. Again, all 3 Switch consoles are at medium settings, brightness at a medium, sound at a medium, and I am connected to Nintendo Online. All 3 consoles at 100%. Let's get this test started. At the 1-hour mark, the LITE has 75%, standard version 2 Switch has 77%, and the OLED Switch has 82% battery. I'm skipping all the way to 3 hours now, where the LITE has 25%, the standard console has 32%, and Switch OLED has 44%. As we know from the previous test, the LITE powered off at 3 hours and 59 minutes. The regular Switch still has 10% battery, while the OLED Switch has 25%. The standard Switch got the 1% warning at 4 hours and 25 minutes. And GTA San Andreas on the standard Switch powered off at 4 hours and 31 minutes. The OLED Switch got the 1% warning at 5 hours and 14 minutes. And about 11 minutes after that, GTA San Andreas on the Switch OLED powered off at 5 hours and 25 minutes. Here's how the battery life of GTA San Andreas compares on the 3 Switch consoles. Now, if you have the launch edition version 1 console, I don't want to leave you hanging. Based on the test I've done in the past, you should get between 2 to 2.5 hours of battery life. But some of you might not even make it to the 2-hour mark based on the condition of your console. Here's how the battery life of GTA compares to other games. We got Zelda Breath of the Wild and Metroid Dread. As expected, it's of course the worst one. So there you have it, the battery life of GTA, and it's clear that the Switch struggles to run these almost 20-year-old games. That pretty much crushes my dream of getting GTA 5 on the Switch.
Yes. Remember? Mac went crazy, threatened to kill the whole town. And Davey was passed out so cold we left him there, came back in the next day, and he woke up, started right back drinking again.